Right, so the countdown is on. Many of you are in danger of missing the deadline, and that could cost you thousands of dollars and endanger your health. Open enrollment for Medicare runs through December 7th. Sounds like a lot of time, but we know it's not when life gets in the way. Our first guest says, let them do the heavy lifting and get you through the process, and you don't have to pay a dime. Justin White is with Senior Health Services. All right, Justin, before we get started, can I get a piece of gaff tape, please? Just a small teeth for, oh gosh, and you too? No. Seriously? Okay, let me just go ahead and put that right there. No, okay, just joking. Oh, stop it. Oh, grab that over there. No, you put those horns back up. All right, okay. So clearly I went to UT. All right, anyway, okay. So annual enrollment period. This is not to be taken lightly because this can make a big difference in your health throughout the year.
It's your time to make a change. If there's something about your plans or situation, premiums going up, I mean, this is your time to take a look around and have all your options out there that you can go choose between. Yeah. And figure out what you want for next year.
All right, but you know how people are, we're like, I'll get to it, and all of a sudden December 7th rolls around and it's like midnight and they're like, Right. So if you missed that enrollment period, is it missed?
Technically it is, but one thing that people do is they think that is the only time and only way they can make a change. And so I just tell you, even if you miss it, or let's say you do enroll in something, and then we get into next year and something happens and your plan is not what you thought it was, call somebody. Yeah. Because most of the time we can figure out a way to move them somewhere to get them where they would like to be.
Yeah, because you say there's renew and review.
Yes, it's mainly review or we're going shopping.
Yeah, because you don't always have to renew. Sometimes
exactly, it'll roll over. Yeah, exactly right.
All right, clarify Medicare, who gets it?
Usually people who are 65 and over and have worked at least 40 quarters or 10 years, or people by virtue of certain disabilities.
Yeah, because a lot of times people will get it mixed up. They go, and so for the Medicare, Medicaid,
right,
something different.
Right,
okay,
exactly.
All right, is the government shutdown impacting anything right now?
Not really. I've not seen any big effects to it, and I think what they've done, because they know that our beneficiaries, our senior citizens, they all vote, and they don't want them mad. So they have kind of carved that out. And they also know that they have service that they need to use this fall. So as far as we can tell, they've kind of protected Medicare from all the shutdown stuff.
Yeah, all right. If somebody's going to decide to go through this by themselves, or my grandson will come over and help me.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. You all at Senior Health Services spend a lot of time in training always because things are constantly changing. Let's face it, it's a government program, which means there's a level of difficulty through it and confusion.
That's right. It's got that little weird sort of non-intuitive governmental flavor to it that people are like, why do they do it that way? It's like, I don't know. So yeah, absolutely. And people just don't know. It seems a little jicky, a little bit weird. Yeah. So we're going to help them. We're going to help them for free. We'll explain it and empathize with them and just help them get where they need to be.
Yeah. All right. There are some questions that some people had. Awesome. Samuel says, this past year, I've had a number of issues with my teeth. My dentist says I have periodontal disease. Will my dental issues be taken care of under my regular Medicare plan, or do I need to do something different?
That's a great question. Samuel, if you're on original Medicare with a supplement, you don't have dental. Just know that. I've had clients, we've tried to figure out what's medically necessary to get it in, but original Medicare does nothing with dental. And so what you'll need to do is either get a standalone plan, which we can talk about, or look at some of the things like Medicare Advantage that sometimes include dental. It's just a matter of just singing out with what you need and let us try to match and figure out what's going to help you.
Yeah, even though that can be such a critical health issue, not covered. All right, with that said, let me dovetail and say, what about vision?
Vision, if it's medically necessary, if they get cataracts or, macular degeneration, that's going to be covered beautifully on any of the medical plans. But routine stuff, original Medicare, absolutely no routine things on vision at all. So again, you would have to look at a standalone or possibly go into a Medicare Advantage plan that happens to have that benefit.
Yeah, all right. Marilyn says, go figure, my 65th birthday is December 8th, just past the enrollment deadline. Do I have to wait until next year's enrollment period to qualify?
Absolutely not. The enrollment periods for Marilyn that is aging in at 65, the enrollment period this fall, like between October 15th and December 7th, is completely irrelevant to her. Because she's aging in, she has got carte blanche to go in there and let's go shopping. She's going to be eligible to get her benefits in place for December 1st. And then she can go in there and get whatever it is that fits her best, so she doesn't need to worry about the enrollment period at all.
All right, Robert, I just saw that my specialist for rheumatoid arthritis is no longer in network. What does that mean? Can they still be my doctor?
it means Robert needs to go shopping. We need to find that doctor, because that happens all the time. The doctors sometimes choose to not be in network with the plan, and sometimes the plans choose to not be in network with the doctors. We just got to find that doctor so he can absolutely keep that guy or gal, whoever it is. We just have to figure out what plans they take and go get him in it.
Yeah, and here's the deal. This is the reason why that open enrollment period is so important, because a lot of times people find out by surprise that their person is no longer in network. You help go through that.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's one of the surprises that's not very good.
Yeah. All right, Braylene. I have cataracts, and I was given a price for surgery to have them removed, but my friend said the surgery should be covered under my Medicare plan, and you just actually said that. So do I need special coverage for eyes to get that? You said so that was one that's basically covered.
That's exactly, because it's medically necessary.
Yeah.
Cataracts, you got to be able to see.
Yeah.
So that's going to be covered under, if she's got an original Medicare and a plan, that should be beautiful.
Okay, they should change the teeth thing, because you got to be able to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Jessica, last year we procrastinated and missed the deadline. Can you share what late enrollment penalties are? Because she has heard about those. Even that was hard for us to understand, so we'll be using your service and signing up on time this year. Good girl.
Awesome,
right?
awesome.
Yeah, right?
Well, as long as Jessica's in Medicare already, the late enrollment periods are not for a plan of any sort. Those are usually reserved for Medicare Part B or a drug plan. So if she's already got Medicare Part B and a drug plan, penalties are not even on the radar for her. And if she does miss the deadline, I would tell Jessica, just pick up the phone and call somebody, because oftentimes when we need to get somebody into a plan, oftentimes, more often than not, we can help them.
Yeah, we say pick up the phone and call somebody, call Senior Health Services, but be careful about when people pick up the phone and call you. That's something we see this time of year, a lot of scams going on, so what should people be aware of?
Oh my gosh. Telemarketers, good heavens, stop talking to telemarketers. If you're getting an unsolicited phone call, that is probably not a legal call in the Medicare world, okay? So just be really, really careful. Sometimes they're offshore. There's probably some legit ones out there, but just be really, really careful, or you might wake up and find yourself in a plan that you didn't intend to enroll in.
Well, not only that, there's a friend of mine who said, she goes, I got caught off guard. Somebody called her and said, oh, we can do much better than the plan you're on right now. And she goes, really? Exactly. They said, okay, first of all, we need your social security number. And they were asking for banking information, and she was like, she goes, I think I made a mistake, and we're like, we think you did. Let's get to the bank, yeah, because they do that to harvest personal information and steal identities, but they also do that to sign you in a plan and get credit for it that you really don't need to be in, not in your best interest.
Exactly.
All right. So, what are some of the changes that we're talking about?
We're seeing a lot still fallout from the Inflation Reduction Act, so co-payments and co-insurances are generally on the rise. Medicare supplement premiums have been going up sort of disproportionately. And then there's just been changes in jockeying and moving things around on the benefits and even some of the Medicare Advantage plans. So just be aware, just get it looked at. It may be a 5-minute phone call. You may want to sit down with somebody, but the changes are things that they come in. You don't want to discover in January that your plan is not doing what you need it to do.
Yeah.
So just check it out. Just call Senior Health Services, have a quick phone call, and we'll walk them through it, and then they know.
Yeah, and this is your first round at it, give you all a call so we can become familiar with it.
Exactly right.
Okay, I'll be calling you in a few years there, Justin. All right, to get free help with finding a Medicare plan that works for you, visit seniorhealthservices.com or give them a call at this number right there on your screen. It is 281-894-7540. Again, 281-894-7540. Take that shirt off.